Hey guys, here's a quick video. I think there's a couple things you should always have around you, not on you. We focus a lot on this like gigantic nut and fancy fanny pack EDC, and we really don't need it, because in the end, you know, we just need things to be accessible to us. We can have just tons and tons of things in our pocket. It really doesn't make a world of difference. Because you can't carry, like, there's only so much you can carry, and you're always sacrificing quality for ability to carry. So as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to things, you should always have things available to you. And there's a handful of things you should always have available to you. And whether that be your home, your car, your office, your job, places that you frequent, you should have these couple of things there at all times. Especially your job. You spend a 30-year life at your job. You spend a 30-year life at your home, and you spend a 30-year life doing kind of other things. So in the end, 2/3 of your life is home and your job. Those are the places that should be most equipped with things. And we often ignore our job the most. So for me, I think there's a couple of things you should always have at these places and the places you frequent. Like, for example, I go to my in-laws a lot. Okay, that's great. So I keep a few things there. We have things for our kids there. That we keep. We have a little bin that we keep some things in, and there's some things for me in there. But I think things you should always have as a man around, just for the sake of comfort and emergency. I feel like a man should always have a good flashlight, a bright flashlight. Yes, it's great to have a flashlight in your pocket, but having a real, heavy-duty light is nice. Having a light at your office, in case the power goes out, at your home, at whatever people you visit a lot, your parents, your cousins, whatever. Really important, but I always try and keep a flashlight at work, a flashlight in my car, a flashlight at home, and I have a flashlight in my bin at my in-laws. With that, power. Power banks are a way of life with me. I use them a lot. I use them for charging phone, flashlights, electronics. They just are super useful, and they're something I literally use every single day. And I think at this point I have about 20 power banks. Yeah, I know, it's a problem. So once again, 1 or 2 at work, 1 in my car, because these lithium batteries do very well in the cold, so it's not going to hurt this to be in your car in the cold in the winter. Summer, on the other hand, you got to be a little more careful. Those 95-degree days, they're not so hot to be leaving those in the car. You might want to put them in like a cooler or something like that. A little cooler will keep them at a reasonable temp all day while you're at work, by the way. Home. Got a bunch of these at home. We got about 10 of these at home. A couple at the in-laws. I actually keep a couple at the in-laws. That way, we go over, we're seeing, hanging out for a couple hours. Someone needs to charge a phone. Kids need to charge, some electronics or something. Bam. I think power banks are just a way of life. You should have one accessible to you at all your places you frequent. Knife. Common sense. Every man should have a knife in his pocket. But in the end, that knife in your pocket is one knife. Also make sure. I keep a knife at work. It's kind of hidden with a magnet. It's actually under my desk with a magnet, so nobody finds it or steals it or anything like that. But I do have a knife under my desk. It's a pocket knife. It's not something I'm going to kill anyone with, but the point is, people freak out about them, so I took a magnet, stuck it under my desk. I now have one. What if I lose mine? What if one of my pocket breaks? Always nice to have a spare. Same thing, I think I got a couple of my in-laws hidden away in their garage, because I think I have a few boxes there as well with stuff in it, and of course you're going to have a couple of knives. That's a no-brainer. Lighter, some means to make fire. I know lots of people carry around fire steels and stuff like that, and, I just don't see the point when a Bic is a little more easier to use and quicker. So once again, there's 1 or 2 of these in my car. There's 1 or 2 of these in my desk. My in-laws, like 3 of my in-laws smoke, so they always have them. So I don't have to worry about there, But we're at my in-laws a couple times a week, by the way. They babysit for us and all that. So I'm there, 3 or 4 times a week. That's a lot. That's, 6-8 hours a week I'm there. So once again, big thing. Why is it? Because in an emergency situation, this is your #1 survival tool. If you're going to be a prepper, it's one of the things, as much as you carry one of these in your pocket, it can break. You can put 4 of them in your fanny pack. Some jealous EDCer could steal your fanny pack. Having a couple of these laying around in places you wouldn't expect, the office, your car, really makes a world of difference. And last, gloves, work gloves. how many times I've been at work and someone says, hey, can you help me move something? Or hey, can you help me do something? Or put this office furniture together or something, because I'm the guy who always has tools and rippling biceps and rock hard abs and oh yeah, you guys are getting cramps, aren't you? But no, I tend to be the guy who is good at fixing things and good at doing things. So it tends to be the guy who says, hey, can you come out to my car and help me with a flat? Happens a lot at work. You know, people driving around all day, people get flats, they come back to the office, flat tire. Hey, can you help me? I know you got all that stuff in your car. So I keep a pair of gloves in my, I have a little coat thing, like a little coat closet, I don't know, a cabinet, coat cabinet in my, next to my desk, and I keep a pair of work gloves in there. Not these, but a pair of work gloves, because just that, you know, I'm the guy who goes out to help people with flats and stuff like that. It's a dirty job, it's nice to have. Putting things together, moving furniture, things like that, it happens. So, once again, they're in my car, they're in my house, they're in my office. You know, I keep them, you know, I don't think I have any at the in-laws, but, you know, then again, you know, like, they have that stuff. You know, they are a normal household, they have gloves and things like that. So if they ask me to do something, you know, there's always gloves around. You know, there's always work gloves and stuff like that. So no big deal there. But I think these are a couple things you should always have accessible to you, not just on your person, but at places you frequent, just to make your life easier. And I know guys are always going to be like, oh, I have a fire kit and a fire starter and a med kit and this and a med kit should probably be in here too, you know, but I have those as well. So that is just one thing to add. But I have a med kit at my desk, I have one at my house, one in my car, you know, so I got them. So things you should always have around, just makes life a lot easier. You know, the only other thing I would say maybe is a multi-tool, but, you know, in the end, you really, you know, I hate leaving expensive multi-tools laying around. I got one on my car, I got one on my desk, but they're Ganzos. They're not expensive. That's where those Ganzos really come in handy. So a couple of those Ganzos, you know, you don't have to worry if someone steals it. You know, it's a $20 Ganzo, not an $80 Leatherman. So yeah, the ones I carry, you know, are the nice Leathermans. The car ones, yeah, those are Ganzos. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed. Quick, simple, things you should have around. Not on you. You don't need to carry a backpack with this stuff on your back 24/7. But think about those places you go frequently. Places where you can keep things, work. Some people have gym, you know, go to the gym, they have gym lockers. You could throw a couple of these things in a gym locker, especially the ones, you know, like you pay for and you rent and all that. Places you go, if you have a storage unit, you know, put a little bin with some of these things in your storage unit, you know. You have a friend you go to all the time. Maybe you keep, you know, your cool ass 1980s stereo there. Throw a little bag with some of this stuff in it, you know. Having these things spread around is very nice and makes life a lot easier, not just for dire emergencies, but also just those routine things when you got to fix something or whatever, or someone asks for help. It's nice to have stuff. All right, guys.